Diary political. Good morning and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary. This morning, I think it's afternoon already in Nigeria. I am so sorry that, we are starting this late, quite later than planned, but something came up, so I had to actually deal with that before we start today, so that we can have enough time to deal with this. Read the caption of the broadcast. One sec. Read the caption of the broadcast. Share it. Make your own, make your own contribution in the comment section. Then sit back, relax. Let us eat them again. Thank you so much to those who have now found our platform interesting. Those new members. If you are new on Maiyegun's Diary, say hi. And if this is your first or second time of watching Maiyegun's Diary, just say hi in the comment section. So, fellow church members, now shake them. Don't worry, give them this. What do you call it? Corona shake, which is from far. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been very, very interesting on Maiyegun's Diary. And let me tell you a bit about Maiyegun's Diary for those of you who are just joining us for the first time. Here, we have a platform that you can call a platform for concerned Nigerians, angry Nigerians, bold, courageous Nigerians, those who have questioned what they were told when they were growing up, what they were taught when they were in schools, what life has also taught them somehow, which has led to them questioning the belief that have held so many generations down for so long. Those who love the truth, those who love saying it the way it is, they found Maiyegun's Diary as a platform, more or less like their mouthpiece, a place where they feel comfortable to express themselves, how they feel about Nigeria without hiding it. This is the platform where it is going to be real than is realest than the real. We don't like them because they don't like us. We have put all Nigerian leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, traditional leaders, we have put all of them in one basket because they have all failed. The country, Nigeria, that we were told of when we were growing up, a great country in Africa. They said we were the giant of Africa, but we are now the crippled giant of nothing. So those who made this happen, they are still everywhere. They are still around. They are still throwing their weight around, telling us how much they have contributed, sacrificed to make Nigeria great. But is Nigeria great? Is the story they told you about Nigeria when you were growing up as a kid? Those of you who are older than me, I am just 36 years old. So, which means I've only been around for just 36 years. We have those who have been around for 40, 50, 60, 70, in fact, 80 years. You have seen it all. Is this the Nigeria that those leaders are proud of? I am not proud to be a Nigerian anymore. I'm not a proud Nigerian anymore. It is an illusion. It is a lie they told us for so long to believe in. And that is why Maiyegun's Diary has become the popular platform for those who feel the same way, for those who are disappointed, for those who have seen that nothing is going to change. Forget it. You can pray from January to December. You do anyway. You can go to Mecca 1 million times. You can hear from God 10 million times. As long as the same system they put in place in Nigeria exists, Nigeria will never be great. That is why people like us are very much interested in the project Break Up Nigeria. And that actually gets to so many people wrongly. They now see us as the, what do you call it? They see us as the enemies who don't want good for Nigeria. While those who are saddled with the responsibility of making Nigeria great, they are paid to make Nigeria great. They are paid, their families, their family members, themselves, those they are. In fact, they have everything just because Nigeria paid them to make Nigeria great. And they failed miserably. And this has affected millions of lives. So that is why if you are watching Maiyegun's Diary for the first time, I welcome you to the platform of truth. They want this platform shut. They want it down. It is going to become, the Maiyegun's Diary, as long as we can talk to ourselves like this, will become the greatest weapon in demystifying those who pretended to be invincible. You want them demystified? Join Maiyegun's Diary. You want those who feel so powerful, untouchable, spiritual, all those kind of people. You want them demystified? You want to see them demystified? Join Maiyegun's Diary. They are as fake as the name Nigeria. Nigeria is an enterprise for them. We feed them. We clothe them. We secure them. We put them on the mobile. They even rob us to fly. They buy themselves private jets. While you and I have to queue to even make use of an hospital bed in your country. They have suits all over the world at the top best medical facilities around the world. They enjoy the best of the best, and they deny you everything that should be yours. That is why you shouldn't worship them. You shouldn't pity them. You should never be found to be emotionally attached to them, except if they are feeding you, except if your livelihood, your existence depends on them. If they don't depend on them, speak up, join the crowd. Let us push them, frustrate them, make them make mistakes, destroy them until we are able to free ourselves. Sounds poetic, doesn't it? It is poetic. They are the enemies of Nigeria. They are the enemies of Nigerians. They are the entitled, the entitled criminals, privileged criminals who hide behind the poor education in Nigeria. And they use one thing all the time to turn me or you against me against you, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters. They do all of this by using the most potent weapon called hunger weapon. They weaponize poverty. They never strive to end poverty in Nigeria. None of them. Every day, every hour, they think about how to destroy you by their actions. Because if they are actually sensible, thoughtful people, they will know that everything they are wishing you, they are also wishing themselves. Thank you, Uncle Koro. So, they won't tell you the truth. I won't cover their lies. And that is the problem. They love diverting issues and always looking for a scapegoat, someone to be punished for their own criminality. Therefore, they are now planning to rearrest Omoyele Sowore simply because he told us that Abba Kyari is positive. What is that? They agree that Abba Kyari is positive of coronavirus. Why then would you want to go after a platform that forced you to publish it? They did 6 tests on Abba Kyari. Baba was shouting, speaking English. It's wrong. This can't be right. You need to redo it. They did 6 tests on Abba Kyari before they finally agreed that Abba Kyari get koro. Thank you, Omoyele Sowore. I know you are watching. Thank you, all of you. Take it back us. Thank you. I feel your presence on this platform. To you, my IPOP brothers, my dear Igbo brothers and sisters, I feel your presence here. We will push them to make more mistakes so that the whole world, all right, can witness the level of shame. You know, they say you can't really shame the shameless. But in this case, you will let the sword destroy its own holster. Let the sword destroy its own holster, because that is exactly what will happen to them. Thank you, Omoyele Sowore. Thank you, Sahara reporters. You told us Abba Kyari was positive, even after the breaking news. You couldn't lay your hand on that of the test of Buhari because it wasn't conducted like the way that of Abba Kyari was conducted. When Abba Kyari result was positive, it was like first time positive, second time positive, third time positive, fourth time positive, fifth time positive, sixth time positive. And Baba was coughing. Buhari, the ghost, your ghost president, was sitting lifelessly on the side. They said, take this one inside room. I keep telling you, that's what happened there. They said, take this one inside room. Take this mumu inside room. May we deal with this one first. May we deal with the real president first. Oga, you go need to go and get corona treatment. So, Gwagwalada is the next Omo. 6 times before he agreed. Now they want to arrest Omoyele Sowore for doing that. And this is what they want to do. They don't really want to arrest him. They want to kill him. And that is why the rest of the world needs to know about this. They want to kill him. So the plan is this. We all know that the court in Nigeria, led by our Honorable Supreme Court Justice, what do you call them now? Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Tanko Technicality, the Babalawo Ife, the only plane driver that ever lived. Tanko technicality told us that all courts in Nigeria should go on break because of coronavirus. So, these Mumudi Diris inside Aso Rock, they are not even seeing what is attacking them. All of them right now, they are like, like that to themselves. All the fake laughs, all the fake, appearances they are making. Right? In Aso Rock right now, they are all isolated. So they are planning to get a fake court order. A fake court order. No court is working in Nigeria right now. A fake court order. So that they can then say Omoyele Sowore should be arrested. Now, when Omoyele Sowore, the effort is not to arrest him. No effort. Because they will just get him unaware. You know what I mean now? So they will attack his base. In the process, they will kill him, kill any other people they find with him. And then the news will break that, in fact, Omoyele Sowore, when when they wanted to go and pick him up, he resisted and he started shooting them. They will say, in fact, they found guns, they found this, they found that in their apartment in Abuja. You see, is God not great? Is God not great? For 5 months, from August to December, for almost 5 months, they keep Omoyele Sowore inside their DSS prison. They kidnapped him, kept him there against his will, against his wish. Uncle Koro has locked all of them up now in different government houses in Nigeria, including the lifeless Buhari. The lifeless Buhari himself, they've locked him up inside one cupboard. You see what they did yesterday? When I did the live video yesterday morning, I told you, I said, look out for pictures. They will be posting pictures now. They will be, in fact, you may see Buhari sitting with Toshiba. They will be releasing pictures now to make you believe that everything is fine. But we are not asking for too much. This is Maiyegun live. Can they turn on the camera on Buhari? And Buhari can do the same thing I am doing right now. Number one, before Koro arrested them and jailed them inside their own palaces. Before Koro arrested them, jailed them inside their own palaces. Buhari himself was already in jail. He is already in a critical health jail. That's the reality. That is why you see that video, the short video, 23 seconds video, where Buhari said he has directed the Ministry of Health to move into action so that they can fight COVID-19 virus. COVID-19 virus. The man, nowhere. Are you with me? He nowhere. If they release any video now, it is a recorded video. Watch him very well. He is sick. He doesn't talk well. Even when you give it to him to read, it is a trouble. You see that COVID-19 virus that I said the last time? It wasn't actually a broadcast though. He was meeting with some people and they gave him a speech to read. So, one of their Facebook adsman, what's he called? One of their social media bandits, his name is Bashir on Twitter. He is the special advisor to Lifeless Buhari on Twitter matters. The what do you call it? The Mumumadu quickly cropped that side of the video. But he didn't hear that, he is also, he's also a northerner. And normally that COVID-19 virus is tongue. They say it's tongue. So sometimes it doesn't come out well. It looks like we are mocking people. I'm not mocking you. So it's about tongue. So when Bashiru heard Buhari said COVID-19 virus, yeah, that's it. Baba has mentioned COVID-19. That means Baba has sort of said something about COVID. Let's give that to them. Let's give that to them on social media. 2 hours later, the boy deleted the video because that became a problem. You know, before they are teaching him for 2 months. They have been teaching him about how to pronounce COVID. See, I'm about to start calling COVID-19. COVID-19 coronavirus. They said it took them about 2 months to teach him about coronavirus. But we realized that was so difficult. It's too long. Buhari couldn't pronounce that. So they had to change it to, okay, Baba, COVID-19 or 19. Yeah, just say that. That's it. Baba, the meaning of this is called virus, coronavirus. So Baba just converted Koro to Kopik. Put 19 in front of it. Then put a virus at the end of it. It was a hell of a job. That's your president. Now Nigerians are now saying, what is it that Buhari want to say that all the health ministers are not saying? Jesus. May you not raise a dunce as a child. It's a prayer. When you see adults on social media coming to explain, telling you what is Buhari going to say, that it's because they themselves know that Buhari is a waste of space. They don't know that's what they are telling us. When they talk to you that what is Buhari going to say that all the ministers are not saying, he is giving orders, he's telling them what to do, blah, 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 and they are talking to us, it's enough. They are telling you that Buhari is a useless person. He's useless. Whether he talk or not, it doesn't matter. He's a useless person. He can't give them, you know what I mean? Buhari can't give them any inspiration. There is nothing he says that is inspiring. Yeah, that's why sometimes they love Oshibade, fake Pastor Ruga. They love that one. Because that one is, eloquent. That one can play with words. It can twist words and make it sound so real. Just like the trader money. You know what I mean? But Buhari doesn't have any inspiration in him at all. His followers knows. But they just want us, you and me, to also agree and accept that yes, he's a president. He's a waste. He's useless. Let's leave him. Let's talk to people who matter. Let's talk to those who can do it. What kind of life is that? When you see adults telling you that on social media, that they don't need to hear from Buhari, that's how I prayed for you. May you not raise a dunce as a child. Because being childless with no children, no child, is far better than raising a dunce or bunch of dunces as children. And the dunces are those you see on social media jumping around everywhere now, defending what is not. They say Abba Kyari go, and let me tell you something. Buhari is still in Nigeria, by the way. Don't you see all the puns that you read about everywhere? Okay, I'll make it make sense to you now. You don't have to believe me, by the way. Okay, you can still believe what you believe in. If you believe that it's not in Nigeria, great. But listen to me. Buhari is still in Nigeria. Abba Kyari is in Lagos. Though the clear information about where Abba Kyari is right now, it's not so clear to me. He was moved to Lagos and his condition became more critical, which is expected due to his health condition. But that doesn't mean that he's going to die. Let me press you on that, okay? But there is preparation. There has been contact from Nigeria, and there are 2 contacts they made to the UK. One of the contacts they made to the UK was to bring some equipment that he will actually have access to in the UK So they should bring them back to Abuja. Bring all his consultants, bring all his doctors and everybody down to Abuja. So Nigerian government will send private jet to bring them down to Abuja. Or they are planning to bring Abba Kyari to London so that his own physicians who are also dealing with coronavirus in the UK can attend to him because they know more about his his health history. So these two contacts they made, that of Abba Kyari request was summarily rejected, like that will not fly. The only person that is likely, it's a 50-50, likely to get a diplomatic waiver is Buhari. If Buhari is inside a plane and he wants to land in any country, he is likely to get a waiver from that country. So, especially if it is on health ground, Abba Kyari doesn't have that. So they can't put Abba Kyari inside the Nigeria private jet and take him to London and let him have the immunity and diplomatic cover of a president. So that was like summarily rejected. Don't push that. But on the issue of either bringing Buhari to London, if the case becomes something that they need to take him to his real doctors, or they will bring these doctors down and bring the equipments down to Nigeria and attend and monitor Buhari during this period. This thing will last more than 2 months. For some of you who don't have an idea of what coronavirus is doing right now, we can be inside this whole issue for another 6 months. See, some people are already saying that before the whole thing, Pafuka finally, before we stop talking about coronavirus here and there, we may even get to 2021. That's what is out there. Okay? So, the plan now is either going to be a short-term or long-term plan. The better long-term plan is to bring Buhari to UK if the situation warrants. That one was approved as alternative. So let's put it on the side. Let's continue to monitor Abba Kyari's health condition. Let us continue to monitor Buhari. Buhari, as we have been told, seems to have stabilized a bit, but not stabilized to leave the room. You see that picture they posted yesterday? They will post more. You are still going to see more pictures. They are still going to make things up. We will push them. We will push them to do that. But that's not actually what should be done. One single broadcast, live video. Don't give us that bullshit recorded there, cut and paste, anything. Buhari is fine. All over the world. Let me tell you this. All over the world. All leaders all over the world have all took the coronavirus test. Many of them are positive. Many of them are negative. Those who are positive, they are currently in self-isolation now. One, because some of them are not developing any symptom. They are not coughing. They are not doing all these things. They are not running temperature. They are fine. So, that you are positive doesn't mean that you are going to need ventilator. You are going to need to be in the hospital. I've got coronavirus. No, coronavirus is not a death sentence. I'll keep saying this. It is not a death sentence. So, world leaders who are positive, they stay away from public, but they still continue to talk, to assure, to give confidence to their citizens. This is what we are going to do. You elders, you unemployed, you homeless, they are even covering people who don't have papers at all. In America right now, they are fighting for that. What if you don't have papers and you get coronavirus? Do you deserve to be treated? Now in America, they don't care about papers anymore too. Now, that's just another thing, by the way. World leaders who are tested negative, they continue to give confidence, to give directive. You need to know something to be a leader. But a typical Buhari didn't. Buhari did not to Buhari Dijatus. Ungozi Aris, Uneka Aris, and Buhari Shukus. The obedient fools, the humbled slaves, and the sophisticated morons. The Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, and the Mumu lecturers. To them, they don't need a useless leader. They trust others than him. But nevertheless, they want him to continue to be their president that deserve all respect and pay. He's getting paid. Do you know that? He's getting paid for being lifeless, useless. And they want all of us to accept that. They want us. They want you and me to accept that as a normal thing. Do you know what makes the case worse? Abba Kyari, the remote control, is currently lying down somewhere, being monitored every minute, every hour. Nobody in Abuja now is actually in charge, because even the Pastor Ruga, Agboworin Baba Oja, the Agboworin of Nigeria, Oshubade, Pastor Oshubade, is also, they tested him negative. Is isolating too, which is good, 14 days, fine. But should he not even at least be appearing on your TV to talk to you? You sit down in that your room. You are pressing the control, DSTV. You are changing it. From CNN to BBC. From that to, as you are watching Boris Johnson, feeling like, wow, yeah, that's a good thing. Watching Donald Trump, oh, he's a piece of shit. Look at him, he's so useless. Well, you shouldn't. Hey. Change it to Canada. You are watching their own prime minister too talking, and you're like, wow. Then you turn it to Nigeria, and you see Asebe dancers on NTA. They are talking about coronavirus. You see them walking about like mumus. They are the leaders. And you come on social media telling people, hey, shut up. My friend, shut up. What do you want him to? Is he the one that's... You are just as hopeless, as useless, as the lifeless Buhari. No apology. I told you from the beginning. This is where you are going to hear what you would probably feel offended if you're emotionally attached to them. I just see one person here. I'm glad I caught this. There's so many comments. His name is Akpandara Anthony. Why do you like fake news as you speak? UK Secretary of Health is in Aso Villa seeking for treatment. What the fuck is that? Do you see what I said about education in Nigeria? Do you see why all these criminals will always, they will always be rewarded? Listen to this. I'm reading the comment now. Why do you like fake news as you speak? UK Secretary of Health is in Aso Villa seeking for treatment of Prince Charles in Aso Villa Clinic. What the hell? You got me there. That's it. That's actually like a prank comment there. You got me. Akpabula. I wanted to give unto you because my blood is hot as well. Okay? So it was actually a sarcasm there. And you got me. You got me. If you are laughing, wherever you are now, if you are laughing, you actually got me. But let's continue. Let's continue. So now, what we are talking about is that in their own failure, they oh, that's why I don't read the comments. I read comments after or when I finish. That was funny. That was funny. It's actually funny, So you got me, and so in their own way, they failed. You know what I mean now? They failed to see a day like this, and I will keep saying it. Many of you have been praying for a day like this. Many of you, we are waiting for a day when Nigerian politicians will not be able to travel abroad, where all of us will be here, and they will have to use the healthcare system they put together for you. You remember? That's why I told you, let no one deny you this moment. Enjoy it. Flex, mock them, laugh at them. In this ministry, it is not a sin. Maiyegun's Diary Political Ministry. Laugh at them. They have been laughing at you for years. They have been mocking you for years. They said they were building ultra-modern hospitals. I can't count how many times I've actually seen pictures from 1999. Ultra-modern hospitals, ultra this, ultra that. Meanwhile, it was a pure lie. So if anybody say, make you no mock them, bite them from far, let them feel it. Mock them. And when you see any of them defending these guys, let me be honest with you. You are not an humbled slave. You are not an obedient fool. You are not a sophisticated moron. Members of Maiyegun's Diary Ministry. How do you call that? You are not Buharidins. You are not Buhari Diderins. Are you with me? You will never, ever, ever bow for the people who have been working all their lives to break you, to bow down for them. You will not bow for them. Well, you won't. Because they say information is life. Education is light. So you have it here in Boku, like all together. You will fear no one. You will say it the way it is. You will damn the consequences, because there's nothing you do or say that will ever near what they have done to destroy that country. Omoyele Sowore, that many of you don't like for some reason, is an unsung hero. And I'm going to use this opportunity to speak on that. Omoyele Sowore, like many people, has contributed the best part of his youth, his life, fighting for a better Nigeria without knowing that he was fighting for a lie. And he wasn't alone. You know, when you stand up against a terrible government, and then you find yourself lost in the shovel, and by the time they shovel the whole thing together, some people popped up, replicas of the same people you condemn, only to make it even worse for you. And that is exactly what happened in Nigeria. So many people have been fighting the lie. They have been fighting for one Nigeria, but they know deep down, they know better that there is no one Nigeria that ever existed. They know. Some of them have done so much to build bridges, to make friends. But some of these bridges, some of these friendships have been burnt down by the same people they thought were feeling one Nigeria with them. So most of the time, they don't realize this until they turn to their old age. That is when they will now look back and say, we could have done this. We wanted to do that. It was these people who said, no, we could have achieved this. But the only thing they failed to accept is this, that the reason why they have been unable to achieve a greater country in Nigeria was because there was no one Nigeria. That is why I'm not going to use the rest of my youth to continue to push a narrative that is built completely against you. It's built. It's not built for you. It is built against you. And since I know that, it will be a complete letdown to myself to continue to push a narrative that says it is just these politicians that are the problem. No. It is the system. And as long as you benefit from it, you will never change it. But Omoyele Sowore, on the Path of Truth, started a page to tell us more about what is going on in our government. And you know that everything that is against the government is always a fake news. Do you know that? Meanwhile, the purveyor of fake news is the government themselves. If the government says we have spent 12 billion to renovate and equip Aso Rock Clinic, But at the end of the day, we realized that Aso Rock Clinic only has just one ventilator and just for one person. So if Oshibajo is sick now, there is no ventilator for him. Like, there's not, he will just die. It's because there's only one, and it's for Buhari. 12 billion naira. But when you say that, they will say, bring proof. What proof? You write the budget. You pass the budget. You tell us that your budget is 70%, 80% performance. Which means you spent 80%. Give us, you will provide the evidence of what you spent and give us the picture of the place. But no, they won't do that. You that tells them or question them is now considered as the purveyor of fake news. You are the one that should bring evidence. As if to say, they are going to give you all the books. They are going to open the room of Aso Rock Clinic for you to go and take pictures, take videos, as if to say they will do that. Then they go after you. It's just so unfortunate that for so long we have been so deceived. We have been so manipulated. And those who knew back then, they've been telling us as well. But I am glad that I have joined them too, to share the message, to share the crusade. One Nigeria is fake. Because those who are supposed to make Nigeria great, those we pay to make Nigeria great, from 1960 to 2020, dead or alive, the Nigeria they left for you and me is what we have there. Are you proud of such place? Are you? It's the summary of the whole thing. Whether someone did good, someone did bad, someone did well, someone, whatever thing you want to talk, you can start opening chapter to satisfy your own disappointment so that you can reduce it. But the truth of the matter is, from 1960 to year 2020, the Nigeria they built for you and me is what we have there. Is that the country you are proud of? Is it? Of course you can't be proud of such place. Except if you are a relative of a senator who is going to get a brand new 2020 automobile very soon. Even in the middle of coronavirus, they are still fighting to get new cars. They just took delivery of 2020 Camry. New cars. They'll give it to themselves. You can die on the road, on the street, and think it's tuberculosis that is affecting you, not knowing that it is actually coronavirus. At the end of the day, they don't care. Sowore contributed a lot into exposing things that some of you are talking about today that make you sound so, intelligent. Sorry, one sec. Sorry, please. I need to just quickly fix something here. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just telling someone there to stop disturbing this, interrupting us here. So thank you. I'm sorry about that. So, Sowore did his best. Many of you are now using as your point of conversation today, your political conversations and the rest of that, came from the discoveries of Nigerians who dropped articles on Sahara reporters. And at the end of the day, Omoyele Sowore, who believed then that Nigeria deserved better, we always deserve better, until these scammers took over. Sowore didn't stop. They said he was paid. He was paid to malign Goodluck Jonathan. But we asked them, who paid him to make it easier for Nigerians to know the rot, the lies going on inside the Turai Yaradua Kaaba in Aso Rock at the time? Just the same way they are treating Oshibajo right now. If Oshibajo ended up being the president, maybe if Buhari died and then Oshibajo become president, in another 4 years, some people will start telling us how much God made Oshibajo the president, forgetting what they are doing to him right now. That is exactly what they are doing to Osinbajo right now. Was exactly what they are doing to Goodluck Jonathan in 2009, 2010. But thanks to Sahara reporters that exposed that rot, Jonathan became president. Just like Buhari became president, criminals took over. They began looting like the world was going to end. And we thought, oh, I supported Jonathan, by the way. I supported him because I would never, ever, ever stand behind a terrorist like Buhari, because I'm so lucky. I am so lucky that I managed to read a lot about him. They are factual stuffs, not essays. So eventually, Jonathan, who lost the election, is still in the system. Is the friend of the system. Now, Buhari became the president, the terrorist-in-chief of Nigeria, the man who pardoned terrorists and jail activists. Sowore didn't stop. It was this same Sahara reporters that has been exposing the stealings. It was Sahara reporters that exposed Babashir Lawal, the former secretary to the government of the Federation. It was this same Sahara reporters that was exposing all the thievings, all the pardons in that same National Assembly. When Buhari became sick, it was this same Sahara reporters that was feeding us enough to know what was going on at the time, among other people, by the way. So it wasn't that Sahara reporters began defending Buhari just because Buhari became president. In fact, they became more enemies and they went after them. Many times, their offices in Lagos were raided by the members of DSS before Sowore decided to run for office. The rest, they say, is history. He never backed down. He continued to do exactly what he's been doing just before many of you were even born. Fighting a terrorist government, standing on the side of truth, and to this day, you cannot take that away from him. You may not like him, I understand. You don't like him, fine. I don't really like him before, by the way. But I don't mix personality with ideology. If I feel like your personality can carry an ideology that I believe in as well, that is similar to some of mine, I don't care about your personality, especially if you are just being the same rebel like myself, people who don't obey the rules. We don't follow rules. We make our own rules and we live by them. As long as you are not a thief, a pretender, a cash thievist, a human rights cash thievist, as long as you're not that, we are good. And so far, so good. His record speaks for him. And that is why I said it will get to a point whereby when we keep pushing and we keep pushing, we will need a unifying factor. Some guys told me, they said, but Sowore believe in one Nigeria. Fine, he does. He believes in one Nigeria. I don't. Now, there may be a cross purpose there if he stands this way to continue to believe in one Nigeria. I will still have my own way of believing, not in that trap, in that contraption, but eventually common sense will prevail. Because it's not just Sowore. There are millions like him too, who still believe strongly that something can be done. It can be done. Maybe if these people get armed, maybe if that people get armed, it's not the people. It is the system. You cannot gain power through the current system in Nigeria and then decide to change it. It is just a lie. Every politician will tell you that. When he gets in there, he will tell you otherwise, because it is not just the people. The system makes the people who they are. If you get in, even claim to be talking to God every minute, because you are so faithful, you are so, join their politics. Go to Edo State. You know what, man, they call Pastor Iyamo, or what's his name again? The one that is going to contest. They contested in PDP. Is now they come to APC. joined Oshiomhole to contest against Obaseki this year. If he become Edo governor, he too will be worse. It's not him. It is the system. A system that says that you should be collecting 2 million naira as salary. Now, you should be collecting 1,500% of that 2 million naira for furniture. 1,000% of that 2 million naira for wardrobe. 2,000% of that 2 million naira to buy cars. And they must be changing that for you every now and then. And you walk in, you say, you know what, let's cancel all of this. I'll just take my 2 million and then this allowance and all that. Let's change it everywhere. Who does that? Someone who just pay 5,000 naira for election. The one you just collected 1,000 naira from. You collected a bag of rice. Who is going to pay for all of that? So it is the system. They say in Nigeria, no matter how terrible or how far a village is, no matter how unmotorable a village is, it go get polling booth. In Nigeria, no matter how long, how far, the village will have polling units. They will conduct election there, but they will never construct a road there. The village will never get light because it's too far. It's cut out from town. That is the system. It is the system. And when you look at how they become leaders, how they get themselves smuggled in, you will realize that nothing is going to change in that. So that's why I said, Showore, common sense will prevail with time. People like me, we have this kind of conversation all over the world. At some point, I'm having it now. We are having this conversation all over the world now, telling you that it is not just the people. The system allowed them to even manipulate things and get away with it. It is the system. You cannot say you want to change a system that doesn't even exist. Like it's like a banana republic. You know what I mean? And that is the truth. So how can you say I am going to change what? Sack all the 300,000 Nigerian police, then sack about another 100,000 or 1 million fake Nigerian policemen. You know, we have fake police too. Those who just go around to help you arrest your girlfriend or arrest someone who is, you know what I mean? You pay them 5,000 and they will go and do shakara for your tenants. Send them out if you don't want parents or you won't send them out. Or are you just... That's not how it works. Break it. When you break it, it will make it easier to cycle around the thieves. You know what I mean? They sack Sanusi in Kano. He moved to Lagos. He should be moving to Lagos on visa. So that when he gets to Lagos, he will know that he is just a resident of Lagos, not a mayor of Kano or anywhere. Because as it is, they won't tell you. But let me tell you something. They would have made some political arrangement for Sanusi too. As he's staying in Lagos, some government, some of you, your state governors, are paying for his stay in Lagos right now, even though he's staying in his house, as we are told. It is the system. But when you break it down, yeah, it makes it easier for us to go after any of these criminals. Easy. I've never been to any part of northern Nigeria in my life. But I'm a Nigerian. And if you ask me, why haven't you been to all the northern part of Nigeria? Waiting, I won't go do there for tourism so that I can get kidnapped on the way or die on the motorway. There's no direct train. The economy is even so bad that I can't even afford a plane ticket. So that's why I've never been there. But I'm a Nigerian. They will say I'm a Nigerian. When they say poverty capital of the world, they say Nigeria. The most corrupt country in the world, Nigeria. Who are you? Nigerian. What the fuck is that? Break it down. Let's face them one by one from every region. We'll deal with them in our own way. Who told you that there's no corruption in the UK? They have corruption here. They have corruption in America. They make policy to favor them. That is corruption. If it brings monetary value, it's also corruption. But guess what? They will still deliver. And if they are caught, they will go down. In Nigeria, you know how it is, don't you? So there's nowhere government don't steal. In Nigeria, they loot. They don't steal. They loot. You know what looting means? It means emptying a store. That's what looting means. Some of you will just hear, hey, looters, looters. You know what looting means? Looting is like when you enter ShopRite and all of you begin to pack everything inside. And within 30 minutes, ShopRite don't finish. That is what is called looting. So when they tell you your politicians are looting the country, they are packing it. How could you survive that? How? How do you want to survive that? Now they are sick. They are going to die. They are going to die in pain for those of them that will not recover from the coronavirus. You know why? People are dying in pains across Nigerian hospitals. Because one, some of them don't have money. Because they don't have money, they are not receiving real treatment. Some of them have become beggars at different health centers in Nigeria. If you go to different markets, you will see people with bandages. They will tell you they have to come from hospital to come and beg. I know some people actually fake it now. That's to tell you how poor the people are now. Rich, poor, they are dying in pains across hospitals in Nigeria every day, every minute. As me and you are talking now, people, they die. The fate of those who are even there right now, the government is not talking about them. So if any of them catch coronavirus, they will die. They will die in pain. For those that will die. Because they won't just die, oh. They won't just die and say, die. They will die in chronic pains. And I'm speaking the mind of those who believe that they deserve what they give to you. You know what they wish you? That's why you say, I wish them what they wish Nigeria. What do they wish Nigeria? Death. People are in IDP camps right now. Nobody could test them. Coronavirus is already there. People are coughing. They will say you get tuberculosis. They will say a cold. They will say a cough. They are there right now, you and I, as we are watching ourselves now. They are going to die in cold. And nobody will even keep the record of their death. So if you see any politician will catch coronavirus, and it is the one that will kill him, he will die in pain. Don't feel sorry for them. We're all going to die anyway. We're all going to die. So don't make death look like a threat. Okay? Every day, we are all under the threat of death. So do not make it sound like, why are you wishing them dead? Go back to your church. Here, it is not a sin to wish the people what they wish Nigeria. Period. So many people have turned beggars on social media for two reasons. The failure of the government and their own complicity. People support their oppressors thinking they are doing anybody. Some of them are even saying, you will catch the coronavirus before Buhari. You know what? May them put me and Buhari beside ourselves. Sneeze on our faces. May we go our different houses and see who will do funeral in another 14 days. I'm not saying I can't catch it. I'm not saying nobody is safe from coronavirus. But you want to try it with Buhari? Gambulan. Can you? Make them take someone we get corona now to Buhari in Asorok. Open the door. Oh yeah. Or make them take Abakari back to him. Make them lock them up for one day. If you will not do national funeral. So I don't need to. We're all going to catch it. Some of you have it. I may have it myself. They say you won't even feel any symptom. So when you don't feel any symptoms, doesn't mean you don't have it. It means that you may have immune system right, that can fight it. And this general in front of you, I think I am in that category. And I've got doctors here who run the test every now and then. I haven't received anyone that says I should be careful of anything. Even before Corona came, I'm talking about doctors. I'm not talking about the ones your politicians left in Nigeria. The ones your politicians call quacks. The ones that are now going to be treating them. Now. So I've got that chance. So you can put me and Buhari beside ourselves and see who is going to actually need a ventilator. You can pray for him. You can bring all his afars. You can bring all his holiness. You can bring all his pastors. Powerful people. I don't mind. Just put me and him together. Bring a coronavirus patient. Make them sneeze on our faces. Take Buhari home. Make her go my house. 14 days later, result will happen. You can't fake it. You can't forge it. You can't change it. They will test me and him positive. Give us another 14 days. We'll see how far we can go. Because some of you are so dumb. You jump everywhere. Are you wishing him dead? I'm not wishing him dead. I'm wishing him what he wishes Nigeria. You will die if you don't have access to good medical care. And many Nigerians are dying. Some of them are dying right now. People are crying, they're gnashing their teeth everywhere. So what's the big deal if they die? Now, let's continue. We have had yesterday. I wanted to talk about places. It's not. I said it wasn't all about gloom and doom. Okay, we have they say in our dark sky, we seem to have a silver lining. It is not all labor loss after all. Some state governors have been responding, which is a good thing. I'll tell you a few ones I've seen so that you will know that we are monitoring them too. We are following things everywhere. So far, so good. I've not heard of any new equipment supplied international, to asshole rock, where the assholes are living. I haven't seen anything. It's just about talk. Okay? We've heard that they put Aso Rock Clinic on standby in case of any emergency. But I haven't seen any pictures from them or video that says, look at this new equipment in Aso Rock Clinic. You know something I would do? If I work in government, right? I would rather show videos all the time. I love videos because you can't deny videos all the time. You know what I mean? Not all these 3 seconds, 5 seconds video. They are deliberately doing that. So as for any of you not to notice anything, that Buhari one suffered a terrible stroke. And then also Buhari is partially demented, is at the early stage of dementia. So they can't expose him to too much so that you won't notice too much. Okay? So they stopped media houses, Nigerian media houses from covering Buhari. But we haven't seen anything new done in the Aso Rock Clinic or anywhere in Abuja right now. We saw the Abuja minister, FCT minister. He was supervising a building, they said, would actually take, to take 300 beds. So we hope to start seeing the beds, the pictures, the videos of the place with ventilators. Ventilators is very crucial. He also says he can produce many of them for Nigeria. They should give him money and let him start the production ASAP. So we have good news from, like I said, some silver linings here and there. So I'll come to Ekiti later. Let's go to, and then we'll come to that of Oyo State as well later. Oyo State government has, made some moves to contain the spread of the virus in Ibadan and Oyo State generally. And they are going to release some pictures too and videos of what they are doing currently at some of their isolation centers, the equipment. Let's tell them, stop sending us pictures of bed. Send us pictures of a proper isolation center. A proper isolation center is not just about the beds. There must be beds, and there must you don't really have to fit ventilators on every bed. No. Because it seems that not all of them will actually need it. You can use one ventilator for, I think they said there's some design that you can use one for about 4 people. So which means whenever you want to show us any pictures of your isolation centers, show us real hospital, real thing, not just bed. You know what I mean? So we'll start with Delta State. Delta State is actually doing well. Although they haven't built any isolation center that will take up to 100 people. But there is a good start. They've so far, with what I have read about them, they've so far, procured 2, they've provided 2 isolation centers in Asaba. One of them is I think it's a 19 or 20 bed hospital with 19 ventilators, new ones that they just put in place. So they need to expand. They need to find a space. If you can't build, let me tell you this, if you can't build buildings or renovate everything, call guys who can, put together bigger tents in open space, open field, and then, tidy those places up, fill them up with those equipment, because they are just going to be there to be observed. There is no cure for coronavirus right now. You're just going to have it. You will fight it. You recover from it. And that's you. So far, so good. They have little other medicine they will give to you, but there's no specific one that they will say for coronavirus. So Delta State Governor, you are doing well. Well done. So we have another one I have seen as well. So far, so good. I haven't really seen much of that of Lagos State, but we know Lagos State is the epicenter of the whole fight right now. Lagos State alone has over 44 cases in Lagos alone. So which makes it at the epicenter so far. And Buhari, yesterday, they released a statement that gave Lagos State 10 billion naira to fight coronavirus. Sanwo-Olu, you are doing well, but you are not doing enough. You are the epicenter. You are like the Nigerian New York. See Como. See how Como is like. I love what you're doing, by the way. I love what you're doing. Giving everybody updates on what your government is doing and how much you are putting in and all that. Buhari says he's going to give you emergency money, 10 billion. You should be busy now buying your own ventilators. If you want, and see, this is another opportunity for us again, okay? Another opportunity for these politicians to invest in Nigeria. There are Nigerians who can produce all these things. This is the time. Let that money move in within the economy, in there, so that by the time coronavirus is done, there will be so much improvement in so many areas beyond your belief. If you can do that, if you can, no time to steal money. You may not even live to spend the money. There's no time to steal anymore. Save those you have stolen already. Do something now. You will be shocked at the tremendous change that approach will bring. Approach Nigerians who can produce these things. Encourage them to go into mass productions. Support them this moment. They will produce beyond your belief. Go to Aba. Go to so many parts of Nigeria where they can produce beds. They can produce, mattresses, as in proper ones, that can at least serve the purpose of keeping people comfortable during this whole thing. Show care. So, Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, well done, sir. And we hope that it will not escalate beyond this. Tell your policemen that are beating people up simply because they violated the stay-at-home order, which is being given batch by batch. In the UK, whenever the Prime Minister or the government tells us something, they have to give a follow-up information, follow-up details to explain it to every sector of the economy, every sector of the society. That's what you should be doing. Policemen shouldn't be beating people because they violated the stay-at-home order. They shouldn't be arresting anybody because they violated a state order. Don't sign that law. That bill that the Lagos State House of Assembly just passed to start arresting and jailing people. It will be completely illegal to do that right now. One, it will also be ultra fire, as they call it. I don't know the meaning, but I've actually read something like that in law, and it says it's ultra fire. I don't know the meaning, but some of you know the meaning. Give it interpretation. Don't pass it. The law is anti-people. And with the situation we have now, you need more persuasion than unnecessary gra-gra. You don't need it. So tell people to go home, stop them as much as you can, protect them, because you are going to care for them soon. And the only way to go about this is this. Be ready. Be ready. Because one thing I fear most is that coronavirus issue may lead to an unexpected uprising. Hunger dey land before corona came. If Nigeria government failed to do something to help palliative measures, let me tell you, I wrote a post on Maiyegun's diary where I said they should give each household 100,000 naira, and then a household of five members of a family, 100,000 naira. Maybe that's too extreme. You know what I mean? This one is easier. We have over 50 million Nigerians who have bank accounts. Over 50 million. In this category, the banks can help the government who to target at this point, because so many other people will be targeted if the government do something for those who employ them too. 50 million bank accounts. You can start paying at least every week 5,000 naira into the account of every individual that has a bank account, or if a fraction of that, let's even say 30 million Nigerians will get 5,000 naira. That will make a huge difference, because they will be able to go to the market. 5,000 is even too small. How much is that? £10. No, that's ridiculous. So let's start with 20,000 naira then. For a start, at least you'll be able to buy rice, buy gari, buy kerosene, or buy gas, buy pepper, buy small fish or small meat. Eat them for the next few days before you get another alert. That is what you should do now. All of you busy stealing money. Some of you will not live to spend the money. You will die. You will die like dogs. Dogs will even be better than you in death. So, Sanwo-Olu and every state government can do this too. It doesn't have to be Buhari. Listen, it doesn't have to be him. Okay? The federal government of Nigeria, which is the national government, can say we will be giving this number of Nigerians 10,000 naira. Every state governors, every state government, all these mad people, forfeit your security vote. Forfeit it now, because you see, the security vote won't even save you. When people become so hungry and you tell them to stay home, you will see war. They will be breaking shops that you locked up just to feed themselves. Free your security vote. Pay something into the account of your citizens. If federal government says they will pay 10,000, you can make it for 5,000. Let them receive it. Let them be able, if they want to buy drink and drink, it is their business, it is their money. Give it to them so that you can have a peace and you can easily concentrate. In fact, doing that, we make them, we even help help reduce the spread of coronavirus in Nigeria. Because if you are getting this pay little by little to get by until things get better, you won't have any excuse to say, I have to go to work, I have to go to work. Those who don't have bank account, go and open one for them. It is the government, come on. Open one for them. They all have BVN. They all have a mobile phone. They all register with this. Get in touch with them. Send your details for this and that. For this same scheme, they will stay home. If you fail to do that, we don't know what's going to happen. Because it is going to happen. We have another one, which I have also seen. And I think it is the Osun State. They have also done well. Let's give it to them. It was Osun that we saw pictures of the first Ekiti case that was being transported to Osun for isolation. So the person took pictures and videos of the place, and it was horrible. No light, no nothing. But now the government of Osun State have done something that we should commend them of. But they should give us the inside pictures of their isolation centers. Stop sending pictures of buildings, We know what Nigerian politicians, what they do most is to build. They build, but they actually build empty buildings. Buhari once traveled to Edo State to commission a 10 billion naira hospital. The biggest hospital they said it's the biggest hospital in West Africa. They said it's the best hospital in the whole of Africa. Today, I think, after Buhari commissioned it, 2 weeks later, he traveled to London. He was in hospital bed. When that one, it was before 2015 election, no? Many of you remember the story. Today, the building is there. We don't know who is occupying it. They brought in equipment. They brought in bed. They brought in camera. They brought their presidential candidate, Muhammadu Buhari, to come and commission and a scam. That's what happened in Edo State. A scam. And it worked. So immediately they finished the commissioning and Buhari cut the tape. He left. The trucks that brought the equipment, the bed and everything, including those that some actually pretended to be Edo State health workers. They were doctors, nurses, you know what I mean, to welcome Buhari as staff of that hospital. And the hospital, there's nothing in there. Immediately after the commissioning, the trucks drove in and they started moving everything out. Back to their warehouses or their shops. Done. That's the job done. The con is completed. So, fine. Endorsed. So, we want to see inside. We want to see videos where you are going to keep people. Keep them where you will love to sleep too. Because if you catch corona, they will take you out of government house. So, they will have to. Because you cannot stay. Ask Abba Kyari. As powerful as Abba Kyari was, they have to take him out they have to wheelbarrow him out of Aso Rock. Imagine that. A powerful person. It's like, make them take wheelbarrow to wheel Buhari out of Aso Rock. Meanwhile, every day he walks in, they say, now our house be this, now our house be this. That's what happened to, that's what happened to Abba Kyari. They use wheelbarrow to wheel him out of Aso Rock. They say in Yoruba, they won't tell a child not to catch leprosy as long as you can live alone in the evil forest. They send evil to evil forest while Uncle Koro keep dealing with everybody there. There are many. There are still many that Koro will send out of Aso Rock and the Asos living in there. Maybe they will get sense, by the way. Who knows? So, I'm sending this out to all of you, powerful politicians. Do it now. Invest. When we say invest in Nigeria, that country, you love it. You love the country, Abi. Fine. Invest in her. Make her beautiful. Make her great. Do it now. The day Nigerians have been waiting for this, you will soon be dying like chickens. You know, some of you already have debt, by the way. You're just living off Nigeria to stay alive. If they remove the feeding bottle from your mouth, you will die in few days. How many of you we know? We know many of you who have been suffering from different sicknesses for so long, but because Nigeria is paying the bill, you don't care. You can go to Germany, you can go to Saudi Arabia, you can go to London, you can go anywhere and get what you want. You have private jet. Nigeria is paying for it. Now, you know if you go anywhere, invest there, or you will die. Koro will deal with you. He will do his job. People said maybe coronavirus is even fighting corruption for Nigeria. I said, guys, let's relax. But that makes sense, by the way. You know what I mean? I was like, guys, no. Don't let us get over our head of ourselves. But it's true. Corona is doing a great job. For the first time, the invincible politicians are scared. They are scared. I'm telling you. They are wasting the test kits in Abuja now. Testing themselves 4 times, 5 times. They are not, one thing is that they don't have the symptoms. Oh. Not be all of them get the symptoms when they were doing the test. Oh. Morons in palaces. Now, they test themselves negative, but they are still scared. They can't come out. The Shogore that some of them are doing, well, all those DSS, all those thugs, all those masquerades that they brought from DSS, the Daura Secret Service. Where are they now? Are they still? Well, they were already practicing COVID-19 or COVID-19 virus already before that one even happened, because they were dressed as masquerades to go and brag about Shogore here and there. Where are they? Where are they? They are doing tests too. Some of them are bodyguard of some of these politicians. So all of them are doing tests. They are scared. They can't see what is killing them. You will die. You will die. Bit by bit. And when you die, if you have the opportunity to look back, you will realize that Maiyegun actually wished you well. It's just that you never wish yourselves well anyway. Your greed, your selfishness made you believe that you are invincible until Koro enter your house. You can't even tell your security men to pursue it. You can't tell them, all your security guard, everything. You enter. So thank you guys for your time this morning again. Again, I'm going to say this before I go, because I love doing that, which is good. On Maiyegun's diary, I value everyone that takes his time to be here, because it is an opportunity that we can talk to ourselves. We can learn one or two things from ourselves. We can think deeply about so many things we have strong belief about, simply because you have the opportunity of listening to someone who is probably now thinking outside your circle, thinking outside the box, making you think too. It is an opportunity for us. You see, those criminals are called names all the time. I call them names all the time simply because that is what I want you to call them in your mind. Mind, as you see it, is a powerful tool, right? As they say mind is a powerful tool. You must be careful in its usage. If you don't use it, someone else will steal it and use it against you. Mind. Politicians are not spirits. They are not invincible. They are humans. They feel, they smell, they hear, they see. They are just wicked. And in their trade, they play a lot with the mind. And so many people are not using their minds rightly. So many people are not using their heads rightly. Then they just give way for the corrupt politicians to gain access in, beat them through emotion, then begin to control their mind. If you think it very well, you will understand that the moment you try to grapple with your own mind, be your own person, be your own man or woman, there will be acts of dunces that will come after you. Why? You are changing the narrative. You are beginning to take control of how you think, what you think, how you treat what you think, how you react to what you think, and how you do not react to what you don't think. You will begin to become less and less manipulated somehow. And the moment you take firm control, you will understand the freedom I'm talking about. What are they using to control minds of the people? Number one, fear. And fear can come in different shapes, forms, and sizes. But it serves the same reason in the hand of he that is deploying that as a weapon. Fear. You want to die. Don't say anything about that pastor. You just die. You may sleep and not wake up. Oh. You may run mad. Oh. I remember one story about one woman. If you see what happened, the pastor cursed her. Fear. Remember what happened to this? You know what happened? This person just died. Fear. Oh, that guy who said nothing. You know what happened? He lost his job. He became blind. Fear. And because you don't want to be an example too, you open your mind for them to be controlled. Maiyegun's diary is just here to change the narrative, to change the way they make you see it, to change the way they make you think about it. That is why I've done several videos to condemn what many of you see as the right things. And we have a very long way to go, a very long way to go. But for the sake of time, we will stop here for now. I will have a lot of time with you guys. We'll spend a lot of time together. And for those of you who have the opportunity of watching me, I want to say this. Practice safe distancing as much as you can. If you are in Nigeria, not in Nigeria, we have heard Nigerians dead who are dead because of coronavirus in the UK. Okay? Though they have, as we were told, in fact, there is even one they said didn't have any form of sicknesses and all that. But it happened. Stay safe, play safe, and greet them from distance. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you some other time. Good afternoon. And for those who just joined, just go back and watch the broadcast from the beginning again. I'll see you some other time.